Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and it's been a while. I've not made videos for quite a long time now. I think it's about 3 months. Where have I been? What have I been doing? Well, I've been painting 10mm armies. Not something I really had on my on point HQ bingo list this year, but that's what I've been doing. I've been painting 10mm armies. So what I thought I'd do is explain why and show you what I've been up to. I've really enjoyed these. I've really enjoyed painting these, and I've got 2 sort of fully completed armies now. Need to paint a couple more characters and a few more units, but I've got a 10mm Undead army and a 10mm Orc and Goblin army. How did this happen? Okay, so these are all of these are Forest Dragon miniatures, and I get mine through ROK miniatures or ROK minis. They're pre-printed, and you can buy starter boxes. So I bought 2. I got the Undead one, and I bought the Orc and Goblin one quite a long time ago. Never got round to doing anything with it. So what's prompted this sudden foray into 10mm madness? Well, if you've been following the channel or following me on social media, last year Midgard by James Morris came out, and I really love Midgard, and so I sat down and I started 2 28mm Midgard armies. One is Vikings and the other one is repurposing my 28mm Undead army for Midgard. And my painting is getting slower, let's be honest. With 28mm, my painting is getting slower. And so I just thought it's going to take me ages and ages to get 2 sort of viable armies onto the tabletop. Then I remembered my 10mm Orcs and Goblins. So because Midgard it's historical and fantasy, I thought, oh, let's play it at 10mm. And there was quite a few people in the Midgard Facebook group who were using 15mm and 10mm to play Midgard, and I thought, one, hopefully I can paint these relatively quickly and get them to the tabletop. So that's what I did. But then I realised I'm not just limited to Midgard. I can play Dragon Rampant. I can play Fantastic Battles. I can play Midgard all the way. And my ultimate aim is to be able to use these for War Master. I missed out playing War Master the first time around. Having seen it, I think it looks fantastic, and the spectacle at 10mm is really, really good. So that's my aim, to expand these to be 2 fully huge War Master armies. But for the most part, recently I've been concentrating on getting them ready for Midgard and for Dragon Rampant. So what I'm going to do is just show you what I've been up to. Like I say, it's something that's really, really captured my imagination over the past few months. I've discovered that I love painting at this scale, so I'm going to show you exactly what I've been working on. So let's start off with one of my most recently finished miniatures. Now, this is the leader of my Undead army. This is a vampire on a war wyvern, and 10mm. The detail is phenomenal. I spent many nights working on this. I even painted eyes and fangs on a 10mm vampire. That's dedication, because the detail's there, so why not? And I just think it just looks such a wonderful, wonderful model. So that's the army leader. So like I say, it's a vampire on a wyvern or a dragon or something of that nature. So with Midgard, you have different level heroes. So we need to paint up one more hero for my Undead, but here we have the hero, this chap with wings. Again, the detail is phenomenal. I'm just really enjoying it. Someone would have said to me a couple of years back, oh, by the way, Steve, in a couple of years time you'll be painting and enjoying 10mm figures. I'd be like, no, I won't be doing that. But absolutely enamored with these. I love painting them, and I've spent many hours this year working on them. So that's a hero for my Undead. So I've got a couple of, well, all the heroes are completed for my Orcs and Goblins. So this one is this Orc Warlord on this dragon wyvern type thing. Again, huge model. At 10mm anyway. Absolutely packed full of detail. Again, you can see the the size comparisons between these two. Very similar, but they're going to make some fantastic army leaders. So that is the leader for my Orc and Goblin army. Let's look at some other heroes. So we've got two here. We've got this chap and his wolf. His cloak with armour and skulls and a whacking great axe. So he is another hero. And the last one is this chap with his axes. Again, the level of detail in these miniatures is stunning. I think that's why I've enjoyed it so much, is the detail is there. Sometimes with lower scale miniatures, the detail may not be as crisp as sort of larger counterparts, but these are just really good. That's another hero. With my Orcs and Goblins, I added a giant. Here we go. Great, really great fun to paint. A really nice miniature. Look at the sheep hanging out his belt. That's lunch. But again, just shows you how big he is in comparison to the other units. So that's a giant. Nice beer keg. Always important when you're going off into battle. Take your sheep and your beer keg with you. Nothing can go wrong. So again, the detail, phenomenal. Really good. I think I painted this in sort of one sitting. I just started painting it and I finished it. And the last big thing for my Orcs and Goblins is this. I absolutely love this. So this is like a rock thrower. So we've got the like a troll or an ogre there loading. He's been suitably encouraged by the orc with the whip, and then we've got a couple of goblins sort of hanging around helping out. And we've got this chap in the watchtower in the barrel with a telescope looking for targets. Again, just a really enjoyable, fun piece. Did enjoy working on that. So that is all the big stuff. So look at the units. So this will demonstrate just the level of detail. Let's look at some skeletons first. So this is a unit of skeleton warriors. So these are all the infantry are being based on 40 by 20 MDF. So what I can do is that can be a unit by itself in Midgard, which works out quite well. What I've also done is painted a corresponding sort of second base as well, so I can run like that. So bigger units. I'll also help with Dragon Rampant with sort of half strength and full strength units. But just look at the details on these bony chaps. Really cool. Really enjoyable to paint. That's some skeletons. Let's look at these. These are more skeleton warriors, but these are really heavily armoured chaps. These like Wraith Guard or something like that. So I tried to give all the units sort of a very basic colour scheme. So these guys, their banner and their cloaks are all purple. As you can see, as with the other ones, these can be single base units for Midgard, and then I've painted sort of, because I've got two, I can put them together and run them as one big unit in either Midgard or Dragon Rampant. So what else we got? So the next up is a horde. So this is on one big base. So these are a horde of zombies, 10mm zombies. These were really fun to paint. There's so much character going on with each individual one. Some are missing limbs, some are quite skeletal. Some of them have got weapons. Some are holding their own heads. It's just really cool. So because these are going to be a horde in Midgard, yeah, stuck two 4x20 base together to make them into one big shambling mass of the Undead. Yeah, great fun. What else have we got? And we got some ghosts. These are brilliant. So I did debate where to paint these sort of properly, but I went down the quick route. These may be the quickest things I've ever painted in my entire life. It took about half an hour to paint the entire 4 bases. It went for a nice sort of spooky light green wash dry brush based. Done, sorted. I've got 2 units straight away. But again, these are really full of character. They've got weapons. There's gravestones on some of the benches. Sorry, the bases. And they look suitably evil. So that is a unit of ghosts. And then this is actually finished today. So this is some skeleton cavalry. Absolutely so much fun working on these. And again, just chock full of detail. So with these I've gone for a green colour scheme. Next one to either be red or purple or blue. Because I've got another unit of these to do, and I've got a unit of vampire cavalry as well. Again, just the level of detail is just so nice. Really enjoy painting those. And then we've just got sort of a second unit of skeleton warriors here. Again, these have been painted in blue, so that blue is their colour. I've based these very similar to how I base my American Civil War epic scale. So build up the base with clump foliage, make it look like they're actually moving through a field or moving through the actual land. So that's my skeletons, my undead. Got a few more things to add, a hero, a few more units. Let's move on to my orcs and goblins. So these are some boar riders. These are some orky cavalry. So these are orcs on giant boars. Again, lovely. Great to paint. Didn't really take that long either. I just think they're just fantastic sculpts. A lot of fun, a lot of character. So one's got red and one's got blue. So I can sort of differentiate them on the battlefield. Or if I want to, I can combine them into one big unit of orky boar cavalry. That pretty nice. So then up next is the rest of the orcs and goblins. So these are sort of heavier armoured orc infantry. Predominantly metal for the armour on these, and I've gone for red, blue and green, so I can run them as individual units in Midgard, or sort of combine them into one bigger unit for sort of for Dragon Rampant. So that's my heavy orc infantry. Up next is just some regular orc infantry. I love the way that these are put together. They're like proper orc hordes. I've certainly learnt a few new painting techniques along the way when I've painted these. The main thing, if I could give one tip for me when painting these, it's remember they're 10mm. There's going to be mistakes, but it's the overall look you're going for that really makes the armies stand out. But I've spent quite a bit of time painting these. And then we've got one last orky unit here. So again, these can be individual units or combined together for bigger units depending on what game I'm playing. And we've got one strip of goblin skirmishers. And he's got a different mix of weapons. Again, the faces even at the scale, just full of character, so much fun. So that's goblin skirmishers. And last is a unit of, I think they're like sea trolls or sea ogres or something. Very fish-like. In fact, some of the sculpts of one of them is actually eating or carrying a fish, so I think they hang out by the sea. But that's a unit of sort of sea trolls or sea ogres. And that's it. So that is what I've been up to. Again, I don't think many people had painting 10mm armies on the bingo card for me this year. Neither did I. I really didn't think I'd get this many painted, but I love painting these. It's opened up my eyes to a whole new scale, so many different games, and having watched YouTube videos on it, there's a big 10mm community out there of people that paint and play 10mm gaming, especially fantasy like this. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm going to keep painting and painting till I run out of miniatures. Then I'll just buy some more. I've got my eyes on a Bretonian army next after this. Be a challenge to paint some humans, but they look really, really cool. So there we go. That's what I've been painting over the past sort of 2 months. Undead and Orc and Goblin 10mm fantasy armies. And long may it continue. Well, I hope you found that video interesting or useful if you're planning on getting into 10mm painting or gaming. Any comments or questions about this or gaming in general, just leave it down below in the comments, and I'll certainly respond to all comments and questions. But as always, thanks for watching. Do take care. May your dice roll well, and I will catch you all in the next video. So, bye-bye for now.